It's Baji Baba, and here we are on today's live stream episode, and we're hoping that many of you will be joining us tonight. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is my hairband that I've taken off, having a bit of a bad hair day today. Um, and here we are. Today we're going to talk about warps and ripples from the book The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. And once again, let me just say hello, hello, hello. Hello, Chickpea Break. Chickpea Break is saying, guess who's here? Well, guess what? I was just eating some chickpeas. In fact, the chickpea story of the day is that today's chickpea can was so big, it was quite impossible to open. I had to work extremely hard to open this can, and somehow I did consume some chickpeas, even though it seemed quite impossible because the wrong can had come. But I did have some chickpeas, and that was my dinner, so I had to have the chickpeas. Anyways, so here I am. Here is Baji behind me. Here we are. How are you doing, Chickpea Break? How's everything going with you? Say some words, say some things in the chat. Can I? Oh, wow. Look at this new button I got. So I got a button, it seems, where I can actually turn off my video. Goodness. And wow, I can turn off the mic. I can turn off the video. I can do green screen. Goodness. I can do all kinds of things now. So I can turn the camera, I can turn off the mic, I can turn off the video. I'm sick, that's why I haven't been on. Oh gosh, what happened? Chickpea Break, what kind of sickness do you have? Is it the flu, COVID, stomach upset, something else? So anyways, slowly recovering. Oh no, oh good. Good that you're recovering, but sorry that it is slow. Here's to a more speedy recovery to you, my dear friend, Chickpea Break. Please like and subscribe. Yes, let me pin that. So, I have been trying to do these lives a bit earlier, but I've been getting derailed by something or other. This week I have been very heavily involved in some rearrangements, and indeed everything is a little bit delayed. Michaela Hendricks. Hi, Michaela, or Michaela. Michaela Hendricks says hello. Hello, Michaela. Jose Maldonado says hi. Hello. Michaela. Wow, love it. Thank you for being here, Michaela. Dora Madness, what's going on tonight, everyone? It's going. I'm going to be talking about warps and ripples tonight. For whoever is still up. Toji says hello. Chickpea Break says Doro. Can we get 20 likes? Roy Soul says, hello from Texas. Welcome, Texas. Thank you for being here. Chickpea Break says pleasant good night. It's a pleasant good night. It's a pleasant good night indeed. Just like, thank you. Can we get 10 likes, please? Please and thank you. Thank you so much, Toji. Thank you so much, Chickpea Break. Thank you so much, El Challen. Thank you, Doro. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, Michaela. I don't see your name anymore, Michaela, but hopefully you're still here, and do say hi again. That would be great. El Challen says cha-cha-cha with the fire signs. Baji helped you open a can of chickpeas. I mean, he helped with some moral support, but indeed this chickpea can is the wrong one, and it has an extremely much larger circumference than what I'm used to, and my can cutter is not that great. It is in fact 16 years old. So it was really struggling, and I was really struggling. I was really hungry, and it was quite a hazard because all the can circumference made sharp little edges for me to accidentally, get hurt with, but I tried to save myself. I protected myself for tonight, and hopefully never have to deal with that again. Thank you so much once more for being here. Can we get some highs, hellos, some howdies, and tell us how your evening is going. Tell us all about it. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to all my continents. Corn says hi. Chickpea break. Hi, Corn. Did you like the live? Thank you so much for liking. So I did not finish the full can because it's a very big one, but I put it in storage. So I've got a way to store the, what is this that's across the screen? Is this something that I'm seeing, or, oh, I see. It's the comments that look weird from the, okay. All right, now I got it. I'm losing my mind, losing it. So I did not finish the full can because it's a very big one, but I did have a metric ton of chickpeas for dinner. And today I'm quite sore actually because of the gym day yesterday, and today I just did a walk, uphill, downhill type of walk and whatnot. And there is Baji behind me. Corn, you're acknowledged, says chickpea break. I need to clean up my eyebrows. I usually wax them a little bit myself, and I haven't done that. I need to do that tomorrow. Like noticing these things about myself and whatnot. You are still self-aware. Worry once you are not. Okay. Thank you, El Challen. You're still self-aware. Worry once you're not. Okay. I like that. I do not enjoy worrying. So I do like when I don't worry and just like follow a flow of life. Baji on a skyscraper. Absolutely. This is Baji's little skyscraper. Yeah, I like being joyful, flowing, doing what I love, and not worrying. But yeah, today's chickpea dinner was a little unprecedented. A little bit unprecedented like. And I'm still tired from it. I didn't want to waste the can because it's a jig. In fact, I'm using the other one as a phone resting station at the moment. So I don't even want to bother showing you this extremely big can, but just believe me that it is quite large. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get started on the topic of the day. Baji's on a skyscraper. Roy says, life is too short to worry so much. This is true. This is true. Oh my gosh. You guys are so nice. You guys are so nice. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, chickpea break. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is read from The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. And in fact, we will cover the spot in the book. So we won't be reading the full book page to page, as in cover to cover, for this particular book because it's quite a thick one. But as you might have caught in some previous lives, we've talked about relativity quite a bit, special relativity, general relativity, and such. And in fact, I should probably make a playlist on just relativity because we have covered it from a few different contexts in the past lives already. And we're going to see a little brief, we're Well, a bit of a description of it again in this live with this context of Brian Greene explaining things. You're always happy, chickpea, even when you dropped colorful words on a live. You seemed so joyful. Aw, thank you. Even when you dropped colorful words. Really? Do you mean my recent plumbing one? Where I was an amazing plumber? I like to say the word B. I like to say the sound. No, what am I saying? The letter B in plumber. Even though I think you're supposed to say plumber. That all sounds so sarcastic. What do you mean? I'm not sarcastic. I usually don't do any colorful words, but I was stressed out that day. Okay, so we will revisit some more of special relativity in this particular live as we talk going forward here about warps and ripples. So let me get that going. What a great aura you project. Thank you. Thank you, Roy. So we will do that. And it's aura, A-U-R-A, says Chickpea Break. Thank you. Aww. Now, some people do fall asleep to these readings, so I want to do them at bedtime. I have been requested to do these earlier, but you know, it works for some people, works for some, doesn't work for some others, and I haven't perfected the timings yet. That is a work in progress, and I do appreciate your patience. And if you're seeing this later on as a video upload to my live stream tab called live, then please do leave a comment, and I will know that way that you saw my live episode, even if you didn't catch it live, but you can still watch it later on. So once again, thank you so much, and I will get started with today's reading about warps and ripples. Okay, through special relativity, Einstein resolved the conflict between the age-old intuition about motion and the constancy of the speed of light. In short, the solution is that our intuition is wrong. It is informed by motion that is typically extremely slow. So our intuition as human beings is informed by much more slow motion than are the motions associated with the speed of light. As in, the speed of light is much, much greater than typical motions that we are experiencing, and also typical scales that we're experiencing. So we live sort of in a more classical mechanical kind of world where the classical mechanics or Newtonian mechanics works really well, like the speeds and the scales and the sizes of things are really more aligned with can we get a $500 super chat, anyone? Exactly. Thank you, Chickpea Break. Thank you so much. Did you share the live? No, I didn't. 1 second. God, I didn't share the live yet. You're right. I should probably share it to tell people to come see it. So I'll keep going as I do that. So we work well with classical mechanics, the types of speeds, the types of sizes. Those things are sort of what we experience, like the Earth, the Moon, the Sun, you know, launching rockets. All of this, my other phone is complaining about something. All of this can kind of be explained with classical mechanics, and NASA still uses classical mechanics to launch rockets. Okay, so what is this? Oh, there it is. My phone has resurrected itself on Easter. Well, not really Easter, post-Easter. It had died as in its battery was completely off. And so as I turn it on to share the live, it's doing many, many things right now. Did you share the live? That's what mods are for. Thank you, Chickpea Break. Thank you so much. Okay, let me share it. So because we live in this classical mechanics related world, classical mechanics explainable scales and world, we do not have a developed intuition for, I asked because it's only me here. I see a few more people, as in I see a few people on the live. Maybe I'm wrong. And you know, that's okay. Only you is also fine. We can have a party of two. We can just chit-chat, you know? Yeah, they now arrived. Okay. Hello. Okay. So we don't really have an intuition that's super informed for special relativity because we don't live in scales that are generally relevant to special relativity. Okay? All right. So in short, the solution is that our intuition is wrong. It is informed by motion that typically is extremely slow compared to the speed of light, and such low speeds obscure the true character of space and time. So the way we experience space and time is quite different than the one that would be sort of relevant or implied in special relativity. Special relativity reveals their nature and shows them to differ radically from previous conceptions. Tinkering with our understanding of the foundations of space and time, though, was no small undertaking. So giving us sort of this deeper insight into space and time, and giving us really what the speed of light being a constant of nature meant, and what that means for light as a wave, and all of that stuff that special relativity really gave us, was no mean task. Hello, V. V says, V, I'm the real one. Hi. Hello, V. So, tinkering with our understanding of the foundations of space and time, though, was no small undertaking. Einstein soon realized that of the numerous reverberations following from the revelations of special relativity, one was especially profound. Thank you. Thank you for the comments. The dictum that nothing can outrun light proves to be incompatible with Newton's revered universal theory of gravity proposed in the latter half of the 17th century. So again, this is another way of saying that the speed of light in vacuum is a constant of nature and nothing can really surpass it. And so while resolving one conflict, special relativity gave rise to another. After a decade of intense, sometimes tormented study, Einstein once again revolutionized our understanding of space and time by showing that they warp and distort to communicate the force of gravity. Because remember, special relativity did not really give us an explanation for gravitation. Special relativity works for inertial frames of reference, as in things that are going in a constant speed or at rest, right? Because that's also a constant speed. So it's sort of an explanation of how light works, how E&M works, electricity and magnetism, wave nature of light, and sort of the relative nature of space and time. That is special relativity. But if you have to understand accelerating frames, if you have to understand gravitation, then you needed to do more work, which he did. He spent more years working on the next theory, which was the general theory of relativity, which really gives us the more general theory versus the special case of relativity, which is the special theory of relativity. So this is where we will now get an updated theory for gravitation, and we've mentioned this before, but let's see what Brian Greene has to summarize here. And I think he will summarize probably sort of how this perspective changes and whatnot. So by the way, this is the book that we're currently covering. So Newton's view of gravity is the next section, incompatibility of Newtonian gravity. And special relativity is another section here. Einstein's happiest thought. Oh. So it's going to be a little bit of a story time now, which will probably give you a summary of sort of like all of this. So stay tuned and let us enjoy this summary that we're about to read. Newtonian, or Newton's view of gravity. So I was mentioning just a moment ago how we sort of, like human beings, sort of function in the Newtonian mechanics scales, the speeds, the sizes, the sort of even the masses, like those are more Newtonian mechanics describable type of scales. Look, so let's summarize. Yay, Chickpea says tuned. Isaac Newton. So Isaac Newton, still thought of as the greatest scientist ever, really. Born in 1642 in Lincolnshire, England, changed the face of scientific research by bringing the full force of mathematics to the service of physical inquiry. So physics became really mathematical when Newton brought mathematics to it and even invented calculus to do this work. So all of the sort of mathematizing of how we understand this world, this universe, really came with Newton's work. So that's why he's very important. I'm glad we're kind of getting a summary of that here. Newton's was such a monumental intellect that, for example, when he found that the mathematics required for some of his investigations did not exist, he invented it. So when Isaac Newton realized that some of the mathematics that he really needed to work, like basically give a mathematical description of his physics work, he invented that mathematics. So excellent mathematician as well as physicist, quite a combination there, Newton. So this is why he's so very special. And then we sometimes say that, and then he turned 27 or something. So he also did this all at a very young age. So extremely remarkable here. Nearly 3 centuries would pass before the world would host a comparable scientific genius. Of Newton's numerous profound insights into the workings of the universe, the one that primarily concerns us here is his universal theory of gravity. The force of gravity pervades everyday life. It keeps us and all of the objects around us fixed to the Earth's surface. It keeps the air we breathe from escaping to outer space. Right? Baji is taking a bath. It keeps the moon in orbit around the Earth, and it keeps the Earth bound in orbit around the sun. Gravitation. It's me alone again. You know, Chickpea, it is okay to be alone. Isolation is sometimes more fruitful than a crowd. Ask Newton. He thoroughly believed in isolation. Gravity dictates the rhythm of the cosmic dance that is tirelessly and meticulously executed by billions upon billions of cosmic inhabitants, from asteroids to planets to stars to galaxies. You do have me here. Hello, Wolfpack. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you. Dankeschön. Goodness. Okay, so more than 3 centuries of Newton's influence causes us to take for granted a single force, gravity, is responsible for this wealth of terrestrial and extraterrestrial happenings. But before Newton, there was no understanding that an apple falling to earth from a tree bore witness to the same physical principle that keeps the planets revolving around the sun. This was the really big thing about what Newton contributed to physics. I mean, one of the things that he contributed to physics is the universal law of gravitation. The same gravitation that makes the apple fall from the tree is the same gravitation that keeps the moon in orbit around the earth. It's the same gravitation that keeps the planets in orbit around the sun. Things like that. So that's what we mean by the universal nature of gravitation, and sort of understanding like the laws of motion, the planetary laws of motion, and also everything sort of falling everywhere is really gravitation. Now, I will point out in the same way that Einstein had to face the question of why doesn't the universe collapse upon itself under gravitation, and that's when he introduced cosmological constant. Remember, that sort of question is actually also a thing that Newton had to ponder as well. I don't know if we're going to talk about this from this book or not, but I do believe that Newton too was faced with that same question. And I think he basically believed in sort of an absolute like not changing universe or something like that, like a static universe, which is neither collapsing nor expanding, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a little tidbit as far as the cosmology aspect goes, but let's keep going. So before Newton, there was no understanding that an apple falling to earth from a tree bore witness to the same physical principle that keeps the planets revolving around the sun. With an audacious step in the service of scientific hegemony, Newton united the physics governing both heaven and earth. So another thing about this was also that this is 1642 is when he's born, right? And since he accomplished so much at such a young age, it wouldn't have been much later than 1642 when he's doing all of this, which is still a very early time. Remember how back in the day, like even earlier, people kind of really struggled with accepting that the same laws might apply on earth versus the heavens. The heavens were considered special. There were religious reasons for that as well, but basically there was a lot of challenges to people like Galileo, Copernicus, remember, because a great body of people were unwilling to accept that the heavens might be just sort of following the same rules and same laws of physics as we do here on Earth, that the heavens were not so special after all. Because remember, in the geocentric solar system, where the Earth is at the center, remember, one of the big things that Galileo did was to figure out that Jupiter has moons. So it's not just us who has a moon and we're so special. Even something like another planet out in the distance has moons, or the fact that our moon has certain imperfections on it, those types of things. Like basically sort of more and more understanding, because really part of it is ignorance. The more you don't know, the more confusion there is about all of this, and the more you might be sure in something kind of wrong. But the more you start to know and the more you start to observe, it kind of starts to challenge some of those deep-seated beliefs. Okay. So Newton's view of gravity might be called the great equalizer. He declared that absolutely everything exerts an attractive gravitational force. Hi! Hello, lover toy pups. Hi, bookworm. Thank you for being here. Hello, my friend. How was the rest of your live stream? Did you do more stickers? I was there for a little bit. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for liking the live. Oh my gosh. Thank you for liking. This is what we're doing right now. She's a Smarty Pants. Thank you. Oh, you guys are too kind. It was amazing. 199 likes. Oh my gosh. Really? And how were your puppies? I heard them. They seem really cute. This is The Elegant Universe, by the way, by Brian Greene. Yes. Lover Toy Pups was doing a live earlier today, and I attended, and I saw she got a ton of likes, a ton of support, And there were so many stickers and so many little comments and everything like that. So that is so exciting. And I think people were looking for a face reveal from you, right? It's always interesting, your reads. Thank you. We'll keep going before I forget my stream of paragraph here. So Newton's view of gravity might be called the great equalizer. He declared that absolutely everything exerts an attractive gravitational force on absolutely everything else. Regardless of physical composition, everything exerts as well as feels the force of gravity based on a close study of Johannes Kepler's analysis of planetary motion. Newton deduced that the strength of the gravitational attraction between two bodies depends on precisely two things. I never did the face reveal. Oh no! Well, actually, I'm excited. When you do it, can you let me know? Can you tag me? Can you tag me if you're doing it? So, two things: the amount of stuff composing each of the bodies and the distance between them. So you might know this already, that the gravitational force really depends on mass and distance between the two bodies. So that's what we're talking about here. Stuff means matter. It's bush. Bush is, I believe it's called, because you're resting on my chickpeas right now. Bush's best chickpea garbanzo beans with low sodium. That's the brand. In fact, I'm just gonna show you. You know what? Screw it. Here. This is the chickpea brand, and it's too big of a can. But this is the chickpea brand that I eat. Bush's chickpea garbanzo beans, low sodium. Resting on chickpeas, I feel like a king on my throne. You are Chickpea Break. So Chickpea Break has named himself after the chickpeas that I eat. And these chickpeas, in fact, are so infamous now that we have people named Chickpea Break. Thank you for the hearts, my love. Thank you. Thank you so much for the emojis. Lover Toy Pups 4. Chickpea Break says throne. Ooh, hello, Loving Blazer 8. Hello. Hello. Oh, I love your little puppy. Oh, I love your little puppy too. I love all these usernames with the puppy in the picture. Baji is now asleep. I think when I talk enough, he falls asleep because he uses my soothing voice as a sleeping pill. You're so cute. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Chickpea says so kawaii. Kawaii? What do you mean? Kawaii? Hawaii? Kawaii? Kawaii is Japanese for cute. Oh! Hello! Loki Lover 133 says hi. Kawaii. Hawaii. Thank you, everybody, my friends. Thank you so much. One time somebody came into the live and was like accusing me. They were like, everybody here is a mod. How dare you? And I'm like, well, a lot of people want to be mods, you know, or they're kind enough to be mods. It's not like they want to be a mod, but they're just, I've met a lot of kind people here who are excellent at supporting and being a mod. I think some of my mods have also fought with, I know, not right now, but sometimes it can happen. Loki Lover says, I just started doing book type vids. Ooh, how nice. How nice, Loki Lover 133. And I love your emojis that you use. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I was a mod before I was a mod. You were. Some of the mods really have been extremely supportive even without being a mod and whatnot. So, aw. Well, Loki Lover, I'm gonna have to check out your channel as well. If you leave a comment on one of my videos later on, then that'll give me an extra reminder to check out your book videos. So please do that, and maybe say something about your book videos so that I can extra remind myself of the channel that you are creating. Of course. Thank you for being here. Stay on. We're still going to be talking about the book. L Challenge says dinosaur. Dinosaur emoji. I even got this profile picture from a live which you posted just for me. Oh yeah. I did. I might have. I don't even know. I think I probably did. Posed. Post, not posted. I know. I think I went like this. Get it? I was like, here, let me post. And then I was like, take a screenshot. That's how I be. I'm a little silly. I'm a silly me. Okay. I'm a silly. Okay. Stuff means matter. That's what gravitation depends on, as well as distance between the bodies, okay? Between the two objects, people, whatever. It looks like you're showing off a crown. I know, it is my crown. It's the crown I gave to me. Sovereign crown. Okay, it's my crown given to myself for plumbing. Stuff means matter. This comprises the total number of protons, neutrons, and electrons, which in turn determines the mass of the object. Newton's universal theory of gravity asserts that the strength of attraction between two objects is larger for larger mass objects and smaller for smaller mass objects. It also asserts that the strength of attraction is larger for smaller separations between the objects and smaller for larger separations. So, you know, the gravitation force goes as directly with the mass, as in more mass, more gravitational attraction, and goes inversely as the distance between them squared. So it really, really goes up with less distance, and it really, really goes down with more distance, because the distance squared is in the denominator of this force term. It's GMM over R squared, right? So this R squared, the R is the distance between the two objects, and it's squared. So not only is it inversely related to the distance, but it's inversely related to the distance squared. So gravitational attraction really will be much weaker between objects that have more distance than less distance, okay? Feeling quirky. Newton went much further than this qualitative description. So then we just talked about this qualitative, I kind of told you the math one as well, and wrote down equations that quantitatively describe the strength of the gravitational force between two objects. In words, these equations state that the gravitational force between two bodies is proportional to the product of their masses. So as we said, product of the masses, GMM, right? MM as in two M's. One M for one object, another M for another object. And inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So GMM over R squared. That's the R squared is the distance between them. Okay? This law of gravity can be used to predict the motion of planets and comets around the sun, the moon about the Earth, and rockets heading off for planetary explorations, as well as more earthbound applications such as baseballs flying through the air and divers spiraling poolward from springboards. The agreement between the predictions and the actual observed motion of such objects is spectacular. Spectacular. This success gave Newton's theory unequivocal support until the early part of the 20th century. So this law was good for freaking forever. In fact, it's still used. Even now, when we launch rockets and things like that, it's good to just do Newtonian mechanics. It's good to just get the equations and the mass r, all that stuff. It's completely okay to still follow Newtonian mechanics and you will be good enough, right? So that is quite a feat that he gave us some law, some equation so long ago from the 1600s that's still working. So up to the 20th century, it was not only working, it was the law of the land. It was it. That was it. Like nobody knew any better than that. Absolutely nobody. Einstein's discovery of special relativity, however, raised what proved to be an insurmountable obstacle for Newton's theory. So it's not that Einstein came in and said everything about Newton's theory was wrong. It's just that Einstein came in and gave a more general description of gravitation where Newton's theory is correct for certain sizes, certain speeds and whatnot. After that, we need Einstein's theory, and so Newton's theory kind of becomes a subset of the more updated theory for gravitation, which is general theory of relativity. Okay. So that's this insurmountable obstacle. We will read more about that. But that's really what this is about. It's not that Newton's theory is completely wrong and just like never works or anything like that. We still use it. So it is still very much a thing and it still very much works. Hello. You flung your hair back and it landed in the same place. Yup. Batman, you will do better to just sit down and not talk. You're in a physics class? Colorado in the house? Are you from Colorado, Batman? I thought the people of Colorado knew better than to be this weird on my lives. Okay. So it's not that the Newtonian theory is completely wrong. In fact, it is still applicable in a large and very many scenarios, in pretty much all of our day-to-day scenarios and scales and sizes. But Einstein's general theory of relativity is the more general theory for gravitation. It's the more updated theory for gravitation, and Newtonian mechanics becomes sort of a subset of that. Okay, so that's what we will keep on going forward here. We'll read about, we will read about the incompatibility of Newtonian gravity and special relativity next. There is a few big concerns that special theory of relativity brings up with Newtonian gravity. So we will read about that next. Why do you hate me? I'm sorry. He said he liked. Good. Can we get 20 likes? Thank you. On a quantum level, we're the same. Isn't it true? Predeterminism is going against. Let me take a sip of water while Batman is doing his thing. I know, where's Doro? He hasn't said much today. The water break reminded me of that. Hi, funny monkeys. Hi. Freaking her out? No, it's fine. I'm used to him. Just don't say a lot more, Batman. I timed him out the other day. Batman, I think it's better if you comment on my videos and not so much on my lives. Because you're kind of... Dora's probably gonna ban you, man. Just saying. I don't know where he is. But, actually, he hasn't banned people too much lately. Mainly because he's absent. I've got an absent mod. I would ban him if you let me. I mean, you should just time him out. You know what I mean? Time this monkey out. Time out Batman. That was me, yes. Yes, Batman, you've been timed out now by Chickpea. And the other day, it was me who timed you out because none of my mods were there. Thank you, funny monkeys. Good job. Chango, hello. Longer? No. Keep him at 1 minute. I think I timed it. Actually, that day was a really bad day. Because I was doing the plumbing and I really needed to be able to read the actual freaking plumbing related comments. And Batman was messing that up. So I timed him out for 30 minutes. 30 minutes and okay, we'll keep going. We will keep going. Okay. Incompatibility between Newtonian gravity and special relativity. A central feature of special relativity is the absolute speed barrier set by light. Okay? It is important to realize that some say I'm unstoppable. What do you mean? In what way? It's important to realize that this limit applies not only to material objects, but also to signals and influences of any kind. There is simply no way to communicate information or a disturbance from one place to another at faster than light speed. So, of course, the world is full of ways for transmitting disturbances at slower than the light speed. Your speech and all other sounds, for example, are carried by vibrations that travel at about 700 miles per hour through air, a feeble rate compared with light's 670 million miles per hour. This speed difference between This speed difference becomes obvious when you watch a baseball game. From seats that are far from home plate, when a batter hits the ball, the sound reaches you moments after you see the ball being hit. Oh. Have you guys seen this? Have you been to a baseball game? Maybe you have seen this. I'm going to read like this now. This is what I'm reading. A similar thing happens in a thunderstorm. Although lightning and thunder are produced simultaneously, you see the lightning before hearing the thunder. Again, this reflects the substantial speed difference between light and sound. The success of special relativity informs us that the reverse situation in which some signal reaches us before the light it emits is just not possible. Nothing outruns photons. Here's the rub. In Newton's theory of gravity, one body exerts a gravitational pull on another with a strength determined solely by the mass of the objects involved and the magnitude of their separation. The strength has nothing to do with how long the objects have been in each other's presence. This means that if their mass or their separation should change, the objects will, according to Newton, immediately feel that. Hello, OnePlus. Hi. Hi, OnePlus, new one. Hi. It's raining. Hello. The strength has nothing to do with how long the objects have been in each other's presence. I'm good. How are you? This means that if their mass or their separation should change, the objects will, according to Newton, immediately feel a change in their mutual gravitational attraction. For instance, Newton's theory of gravity claims that if the sun were suddenly to explode, the Earth, some 93 million of miles away, would instantaneously suffer a departure from its usual elliptical orbit. Now, is that true? No, it's not. Even though it would take light from the explosion 8 minutes to travel from the sun to the Earth, in Newton's theory, knowledge that the sun had exploded would be instantaneously transmitted to the Earth. Through the sudden change in the gravitational force governing its motion. And this is really where things are not compatible with each other between Newtonian mechanics and Einstein's relativity. Hello, OnePlus. Can you please like the live? Thank you so much. Thank you. This conclusion is in direct conflict with special relativity, since the latter ensures that no information can be transmitted faster than the speed of light. Instantaneous transmission violates this precept maximally. Funny monkeys, thank you. You liked it? Good. Can someone do a super chat? I'm tired and I want to go to bed soon. In the early part of the 20th century, therefore, Einstein realized that the tremendously successful Newtonian theory of gravity was in conflict with his special theory of relativity. Confident in the veracity of special relativity and notwithstanding the mountain of experimental support for Newton's theory. I will sub if you say I love monkeys. Of course I love monkeys. I am a monkey. We're all actually related to monkeys, and we are monkeys. Thank you, funny monkeys. Please do like, share, subscribe, and $100 super chat for her to stop reading. Is someone gonna do a $100 super chat? In fact, You know the super chats that I have gotten on the channel? I'm not getting that payment to me because it hasn't reached $100. So if you did $100 super chat, I would actually get some money and pay a bill with it. I would super chat, but I don't trust banks. Banks? What do you mean? I also have PayPal in the link in my bio. In the description link, in the description of YouTube of my channel. I don't know. I also have PayPal there. Okay, so in the early part, oh, we read that. Confident in the veracity of special relativity and notwithstanding the mountain of experimental support for Newton's theory, Einstein sought a new theory of gravity compatible with special relativity. I would super chat, cutie, for a face reveal from behind the book. Exactly. This ultimately led him to the discovery of general relativity, in which the character of space and time again went through a remarkable transformation. I keep showing my face. I should not, so that somebody will do a super chat. Einstein's happiest thought. Even before the discovery of special relativity, Newton's theory of gravity was lacking in one important aspect. I'm scared. Of what? Funny monkeys, please what? What do you mean? It's so legit, yeah. Do you believe time travel is possible? Not really, no. But like, what do I know, right? In my knowledge, in my knowledge, not really. Where are my super chat people? Where are my super chatters? I heard you can't time travel because you need exact coordinates of space. Next, we're gonna read about Einstein's happiest thought. And in like 3 or 4 minutes. $50 for the real theory. Thank you for liking the live. If you want to do a super chat, do it now. I'm gonna be gone in like 4 minutes. Okay. Even before the discovery of special relativity, Newton's theory of gravity was lacking in one important respect. Although it can be used to make highly accurate predictions about how objects will move under the influence of gravity, you're an India lady? You're from India? Aww. I love that. Thank you for joining, Funny Monkeys. There's a lady from India on my chat. I heard if you invite someone to Cash App, both get $15. I think I already have Cash App. I think. You can invite me if you want. Is that the one you use? Cash App? I use Venmo, PayPal. I think I got Cash App a while ago, but like I never used it. Even before the discovery of special relativity, Newton's theory of gravity was lacking in one important aspect. Although it can be used to make highly accurate predictions about how objects will move under the influence of gravity, it offers no insight into what gravity is. It's sort of like he gave us an equation for the force of gravitation between two objects and told us that it depends on the product of the masses and inversely depends on the square of the distance between them. But he didn't really tell us what gravity is. What is it? What is it? It's a force, but what? But what? What is it? That is, how is it that two bodies that are physically separate from one another, possibly hundreds of millions of miles apart, if not more, nonetheless influence each other's motion? By what means does gravity execute its mission? By what means? By what means? I don't trust internet money. You know what? I should get a post box for my business, like a PO box number for my business. And you can send me cash in an envelope, like the old-fashioned way. I would be totally fine with that. Let me work on the post box. I should get a post box. I know you can like pay for one. See, I don't want to get one and pay for one and then be like, you should send me, you could send me a card, you could send me monkey pictures, you could send me funny pictures, you could send me cash in an envelope. Yes, do it. The PO box is a good idea. I will. You know what? I will. For a twist or to stop it altogether, you gotta pay. Can I send you a monkey eating pepper? Funny monkeys, you can comment on one of my videos later on as much as you want. But probably not right now. Unless monkey eating pepper means to pay a super chat. Chickpea Break, can you tell her that we're receiving super chats? By what means does gravity execute its mission? This is a problem of which Newton himself was well aware. Well aware. In his own words. In his own words. It is inconceivable that inanimate brute matter should, without the mediation of something else which is not material, operate upon and affect other matter without mutual contact. That gravity should be innate, inherent, and essential to matter, so that one body may act upon another at a distance through a vacuum without the mediation of anything else by and through which their action and force may be conveyed from one to another. Is to me so great an absurdity that I believe no man who has in philosophical matters a competent faculty of thinking can ever fall into it. Gravity must be caused by an agent acting constantly according to certain laws, but whether this agent be material or immaterial, I have left to the consideration of my readers. Mega Ghost! Funny Monkey says, I only have $1,867. Okay, honey. It's rupees, right? We can do with 67 rupees. Mason, it's me, Mega Ghost. Mason / Mega Ghost. How are you? Mega Ghost, thank you for coming to the live. Welcome, welcome. 67 rupees or 800. I'm good, a little tired. I got paid today and I only have 150 from 400. I'm not financially responsible. Thank you for liking the live. Thank you for liking the live. What do you mean? What did you spend on, El Challen? Now I'm curious. 150 from 400. What did you spend it on? What did you spend it on? Thank you, Mason. Thank you, Chickpea. I'm not sure, to be honest. I just know I wasted. What do you mean you don't? You got paid today, right? So what did you do afterwards? Did you go shopping? Did you eat? What did you spend it on? What do you mean? Did you go shopping? Online shopping? Shop shopping? Offline shopping? Dinner? Hi, Courtney. NPC, what do you mean? What's that? He went to the bar. What is NPC? I don't even know what that means. I just remembered buying motor oil and a few juice at the gas station, and that's all. Motor oil, as in like gas? You got gas for your car? And a few juices at the gas station. See, I would think that somebody stole my money then. Anyway, we'll keep going. That is, Newton accepted the existence of gravity and went on to develop equations that accurately describe its effects. But he never offered any insight into how it actually works. He gave the world an owner's manual for gravity which delineated how to use it instructions that physicists, astronomers, and engineers have exploited successfully to plot the course of rockets to the moon, Mars, and other planets in the solar system, to predict solar and lunar eclipses, to predict the motion of comets, and so on. But he left the inner workings, the contents of the black box of gravity, a complete mystery. When you use your CD player or your personal computer, you may find yourself in a similar state of ignorance regarding how it works internally. Motor oil, dinosaur juice. In 1907, while pondering these issues at his desk in the patent office in Bern, Switzerland, Einstein had the central insight that, through fits and starts, would eventually lead him to a radically new theory of gravity, an approach that would not merely fill in the gap in Newton's theory, but rather would completely reformulate thinking about gravity, and of utmost importance would do so in a manner fully consistent with special relativity. I'm going to continue this from here later on. See, I folded the page. NPC. Non-player character. That's an oddly specific thing to call somebody. That is an oddly specific thing, Mawich, to call somebody. Courtney was being a B word toward my lovely chickpea. Thank you. Courtney? Do you think it's crazy how everyone is communicating with each other on your live? No. What's crazy? It's not crazy. It's fine. It's fine. Ooh, here. I'm gonna turn the camera and show you the chickpea can as well as the book that we've been reading. In a philosophical way. Oh, I love that. I love that people are communicating with each other in my life in a philosophical way. Here's the Elegant Universe book that we have been reading from, as well as the Bush's best chickpeas, garbanzo beans that have not sponsored these lives yet, but they should, because that's what I survive on. That's what I sustain myself with. Right here, these beans, these chickpeas are what sustains me. There's the reading and the ones who listen, and then there's the chat where things get interesting. True. Can we get 20 likes? Welcome to the live if you're joining. Thank you so much. I'm gonna go close the window and start to wind me down. I need to start start to wind me down. I'm quite tired. I'm quite tired. Is that gold? No, it's not real gold. It's just gold plated. And the microwave. Yeah. And the microwave. Sachi. Chickpea, do you have work tomorrow? What kind of work do you have to go in? He's real. He's real. Real, all right. Abed Amir. Is that your name? Oh, I'm still here. I'm still here behind the can. Hope you're in for the long haul. I have been here before. I played these games before. That dude from the Hunger Games. If you're getting hungry watching the chickpeas, I suggest not tampering with hers. Without it, she might collapse. This is very true. I almost did collapse earlier tonight because I thought that I wouldn't be able to open one of these cans because it was so big and difficult. I tried them in a Mexican stew and not for me. Really? El Challenge, try to remember, what did you spend your money on? Yep, pozole. Oh my goodness. Motor oil and what else? The vibrating frequency of the microwave that heats the food adds flavor that you probably never encountered in all your years. Extremely true. Chickpea break. Are you like a young guy? Do you have work tomorrow? Chickpea, I can hear you laughing uncontrollably. I'm over here sitting because I got tired of sitting on the bar stool. I'm in sofa. How old is everyone? I think I'm the old one here. How old are you, Chickpea? Chickpea break. How old are you? We are young. I don't think these two products have been seen together before, have been shown like this before. The Elegant Universe book with Bush's Best Chickpeas. I don't think these two things have been shown together before. No need to come back here. We can hear you from there, Lagna. Good. I have no plans of coming back. Ah ha 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 ha. I like her voice, it's soothing. See? I'm so soothing. Soothing, relaxing ASMR. That laugh is so loud, the neighbors are probably calling the police. Listen, this is soothing. I need another person to make their username soothing. Andre's Soothing Life. You do. El Challen, are you in California? The South Texas, the high-pitched cackle you made earlier was higher than 90 decibels. South Texas. How'd you measure it? Decibels soothing. Yep, live like 2 miles away from the border. Oh wow. Soothing right after hearing this. I have to share that. Okay, I'm gonna share the live and be like, soothing right after hearing is lost. Not a fan of meat. Don't consider myself a vegan though. Oh. Vegetarian. Calming peace sound. Calming peace sound? No. I'm just drinking the same water that I was drinking earlier. I just have my water bottle with me, that's it. sitting and relaxing. Don't do drugs, kids. It'll bring you down. I am not. I don't do drugs. Thank you. Thank you, El Jalen. I do not, in fact, do drugs. What is this? We're just saying goodnight now. Please like and sub. Like and subscribe. Thank you. See you. I mean, I'm still gonna be around. I'm still here. You'll hear me typing. Maybe you'll hear me typing. I mean, no one did a super chat. I'm so discouraged. I'm so discouraged. Nobody did a super chat. Nobody. You should be a politician. Become a politician, but a good kind. Good. Super chat. Thank you. Then. $100 million. I want to play some music. Let's see. Let me play. I don't know if. Maybe they'll have me replace it later on, but let me try playing this. Oh man, that did not work. I'm not even getting up to finish the live or to kill the live. I'm stuck on the sofa now. Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult to play music. Boston. Aljalin is saying Boston. Be careful, you might get your light turned off now that I remember. Yes, that's right. You got it. Baji. Baji has come to my lap now. Boston is really nice. It's like, it's much smaller than New York. So you asked, is Boston a nice place to visit or is it like New York? I would say, I mean, I like New York, but New York is bigger, more of a concrete jungle, and it's like a lot that's going on, whereas Boston is more small and pretty and clean and kind of just like, I think it's more about the history and it's more charming in a sense, like sort of European-y. It's part of New England, and New England is kind of this like charming place, has a lot of like, has a lot of things to do and see, and you know, the spring and the summer are really beautiful, really nice flowers. I did my Boston live. So I don't know if you saw my Boston live. I was out and about in Boston and I did a live stream last week. So you should check that out. And yeah, like Boston is really charming. It's like really, the downtown is small, but you get a lot of really good food and, you know, shops and sort of like individual businesses, lots of like local food and seafood and people sort of like doing their thing, lots of immigration and like what I like about Boston is that it's very diverse, but it's like both a big city and a small city. It's really not that big in size, but it's congested because there's a lot of people who live here. So there's a lot of people and a lot of diverse cultures. So I like that. It's kind of reminds me of my own home. But it's very clean compared to most like bigger cities, and like well put together, and yeah. Like in the movie. Yes, it's like the movies, yeah. And I really like Boston Common, the Public Garden, you know, the museums, the art museums. Like there's just so much to do in Boston. Like there is not a lack of things to do. I love I love those old bridges and the city vibe and the industrial vibe, all kind of mixed with the more you know, diverse vibe and food and culture. So in the US, I like it a lot. I've been to other cities in other countries, and I sort of like cities, and in the US I think I really like Boston. It's got the it's got that vibe that I like. Sort of this busy, lots of things happening, but it is not as big or as city-y as New York. New York has much more. I don't think I've ever been anywhere that's like New York. I think New York has more going on, and it's also got like this. I mean, I have been in cities that are bigger by population than New York. But yeah, New York definitely has its own vibe. So I would say it's extremely unique. There is really no city like New York. I think that there is no city quite like New York, like anywhere. So I would say Boston is not really like New York. It has its own distinct look and feel. Doesn't have as many tall buildings, more small, and but still has like culture and food and stuff. So that's what I like. It just has like more Indian people and more, like I have friends who are Indian, but also a lot of people, like Spanish speaking people, from the different, all over from pretty much everywhere. So knowing Spanish would be really nice here actually. There's a lot of people who speak Spanish, French, Arabic, just people from all over, which I really like. I like that diverse vibe. And the airport is like a major airport as well. So there's like direct flights and whatnot. Oh, and I really love the ocean. So that's the other thing. I like the water, so that's why those are all the things I like about Boston. It can be rainy and cloudy or snowy or whatever in the winter. And the biggest thing about the winter is that the days are very short, because Boston's pretty north. It's like really up north. So the sun sets at like 4 at a certain point, which makes life quite difficult on those days because you feel like you don't really get any sun. In my city, the only interesting thing to do is joyriding around the fields. You gotta travel 5 to 8 miles to the medium-sized city. Joyriding around the fields. Yeah, no, I understand. Like, that's most of the US. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Boston is kind of unique in that sense. It's not really like most of America. So I think a lot of people, when they come here, they probably think this is like really unique. Like, there's this like really narrow streets, and it's like an older city, right? It's the oldest sort of city. So it's still got some of that like old vibe to it, which I like. I really like the history, and I really like that type of thing. But I think most people would find it to be very different and not really the regular American type of city. Like, for example, it's kind of hard to drive here and have a car and park and all that, and that's like generally not how Americans function. So, but at the same time, I like being in a city which is happening, and I'm okay with like walking and public transiting Whereas, so I prefer that. Um, the only interesting thing, yeah. So see, most Americans like will love to drive and stuff, and they are okay with driving out big like long distances to get to places. And I like that Boston is more compressed and more compact, and you don't have to drive that much to be able to do things. So I like that. I still think that it has too many cars. That's like my biggest gripe probably about Boston, is that even though it's hard to drive here and it's hard, like traffic and everything is hard, but people still drive and there's too many cars. So I'm a big proponent for like just like being like car sharing and ride sharing and things like that. And yeah, even though it's tough, like I think people should just be carless. Like people should just like get rid of cars. I recently sold mine, so I can just own it now. I think it's like really hard to have a car here, and so I'm trying out the car-free life. It was a big decision. It was kind of like a lot, but just went for it. Harry Potter, I mean, if you go to England and Scotland, I think that's going to be even more like Harry Potter. I imagine it like being in a Harry Potter city. So, yeah, I would say Harry Potter is more like in London or Edinburgh. If you go to Scotland, Edinburgh is where like she wrote the books. And so a lot of the places in England and Scotland will look like Harry Potter land. Boston is a little bit like London in the sense that the same people who designed London pretty much designed Boston. So it has that vibe, and like New England in general has sort of an England and UK-y vibe. Even some of the weather is a little similar in that sense. So I mean I like it, but you know it might be too cold or too rainy for some people, especially in the winter. But I think the springs and the summers here are really lovely. Like I love Boston, especially compared to some other places in the Midwest where I've seen the weather. Like it's better than that. It's not as bad as like Ohio in terms of the snow or cold or anything. So it's pretty doable. You are free if you think about it. Oh yeah, I try to be as free as I can. I like being free and not being attached to things. I was attached to my car, but I let it go. I think made a list of the things that I don't like doing that's car related, and I decided to let it go, and I just like walk. And I took the bus yesterday to my gym, and yeah, figuring it out. It was pretty interesting, kind of different, but kind of freeing at the same time. Magical. So you like Harry Potter? Baji's on my lap. Not sure, but I watched it because my cousins were into it. Well, I love Harry Potter. Love it. Love all the books. Maybe we should read Harry Potter here sometime. Oh yeah, I was gonna try to lower my internet bill. They raised it, and I really don't appreciate that they raised it. And I need to work on seeing if I can get it to be down. It's gotten expensive. And I want to know why. Well, I think I ran out of my contract with them. 34 a.m. Okay. I ran out of my contract with them. But I don't appreciate this high internet bill. And I really want to challenge it and be like, I'm leaving, and see if they will make it less expensive. Hey, Baji. Really? Um, I don't know. I don't think I have to pay them, but I think that they make it very tough to leave. Oh my god. I'm here. Almost. I am here. Go, Baji. Your food is falling. What? I'm updating my internet. Trust me, she will be back. She just ghosted us. What do you mean? I'm in the same room. Good night, Combat Sports. Oh, I'm gonna remember your username this time. Combat Sport FR. FR. I will say FR meaning for real. Hello. Damn, back to being alone. I'm here. She just ghosted us. I did not. I've been in the same room. I'm being picked up. Hey, can you like the live, Combat Sports? Did you like it? Did you like the live? I'm trying to save money on internet, okay? It's Combat Sports is saying FR is France. I didn't know FR for real. The whole gang is back. Together, SpongeBob. $500 super chat for sleepy face reveal. Exactly. Where's my $500 super chat? Where? Where? Good news. Your Xfinity equipment is compatible. I already knew that. Look at the high tech. No problem, there's more where that came from. What do you mean? Look at the high tech stove she doesn't use. Very true. So they're saying Xfinity gateway, modem plus router, whole home, $500, whole home, Wi-Fi management, including parental controls. I don't need parental controls, but okay. Send it on a super chat, my friend. Exactly. Hi. Look at this sleepy face. This one is a sleepy face. You can pay for that one. That's a big can of chickpea. I know. I know. I know. Your Xfinity equipment is compatible. Keep your current modem and enjoy your Xfinity service. I will, Xfinity, you stupido who raised my internet bill. Oh, you will resolve the whole theory mixing Einstein and with Bohr, and you will make far more than $500. Thank you. Thank you. X5 complete? No, I don't want to add anything, Xfinity. You're gonna give me my money back. You're gonna make me pay. I'm gonna make you make me pay less, not more. Purchase storm ready Wi-Fi. Oh hell no. Oh hell no. Extras you can add. Nope. I don't want no extras. Just keep my same modem. Oh, Sachi Mama is... Hi, Sachi Mama. Sachi Mama's kneading on me. Good job, Sachi. I love you so much. I love you. I love you. I already told her I'll solve the theory for harvesting dark matter and give her all the credit. Aww. Aww. Are you baby to me? To baby. Sachi Mama, do you wanna knead a little bit more? Baby to me. Sachi baby is here. Sachi baby. Tomorrow I go back to Atlanta. I won't be so close to you as this week. Oh, that's right. How did you like Worcester? Oh wow. World president and erase all science history. I was at Boston today looking around me in case I see you. Aww. I didn't go into Boston today. I'm closed though. Stressed how? Stressed? What do you mean? Excuse me. Xfinity is confusing themselves. Yes, I do know those places. She will become stressed. Okay. Can you like the live? Can we get 20 likes? You know Taunton, Lowell, Plymouth, Wareham. They are my other clients in Massachusetts. I do. I know Taunton, Lowell, Plymouth. I do. I don't think I know Wareham. I don't know. But I know Taunton. And I know Lowell. I've been to Lowell. I almost bought a condo in Lowell. But it's too far. It's too far north. It's like the edge of Massachusetts. It's almost at New Hampshire. So I was like, no. Don't want to be there. Attleboro. I think I've heard of that. Yes. You will get the credit for everything ever discovered and everything known to science, physics, etc. It will definitely take a toll on you. Yeah, I don't want to steal credit from anybody. I gotta give credit where it's due, you know? I don't have to steal in order to be happy. I'm good. Here's Baji Baba. I'm good. I'm already happy. I am happy. Attleboro. Attleboro. I don't know if I know that one. I might. Sounds like I might have heard of it. Now TV. I don't want Now TV, Xfinity. I don't want any of this. What's included? I'm just trying to lower my internet bill and it's asking me too many questions. Easily keep an eye on your home, wherever you are. I already have cameras, Xfinity. We don't steal, but we do. Face reveals for $500, people. The offer is hard to dismiss. That's true. $500 only. They're trying to sell me a camera. I already have a camera. Please. Please, Xfinity, stop with your BS. Just please. El Challen and Oindri, have a good night. Good night, Combat Sports. Have a safe flight. Safe travels back to Atlanta. It was good having you in Boston. Good night. We don't steal, but we do face reveals for $500, people. This is very true. Can you please like the live? Can we have 20 likes? Good night, cuties. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. What's the camera talk about? Okay, I don't know what that means. What's the camera talk about? I don't know. Your cart. Yeah. I obviously want to lower my bill, Xfinity, obviously. Internet, $65 per month. They were charging me even more. So I'm lowering. I'm saying no. TV and streaming, shipping. Oh, just stop it. Just stop it. Okay. Are we done? Are we done here? I don't know if I'm done with Xfinity. Okay. How do I say next? How do I go to the card? No, no, no. Okay, next. Exactly. Good night, chickpea. Good night, chickpea break. How do I do? This is redonkulous. Oh my god. Thank you. Good night. Okay, have I checked out already? I don't even understand this anymore. What's OCB? Oh, chickpea break. This ridiculous thing. Oh, I see. It's finally letting me go to the next page. How ridiculous. Look at this. It's still thinking. How ridiculous. Oh my god. Next. Go next. Xfinity, for being an internet provider, your website sucks. It sucks. It's so bad. Oh, shut your face. As if you don't know my billing already. Oh, shut your face. As if they've been taking my money for forever and they're acting all coy like, oh, what's your billing information again? What is this nonsense? Enroll in paperless billing. I already am, you idiot. Oh my god. What the freak have I done? What? Okay. Yeah. Good thing you stumbled upon the live. Good thing. Good thing. Good thing you stumbled upon the live. a few months back, and now I'm telling people good night and see you next live. See you next live, El Challen. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. There's Baji. I appreciate you being here. Good night. Good night and sleep tight. Oh yeah, thank gosh. Auto pay and paperless discount with bank account. Negative $10. Yes, please. God, oh, this sucks. Next. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna finish the live when this finally goes through. This has been on my to-do list for too long. And by too long, I mean a few days. I've been meaning to address my internet bill for a couple of days, and I really want to get it the frick done. Okay, I'll stick around. Aw, thank you. See, it always gets stuck at this point, and it's like increasing the bill, and then it gets stuck and it doesn't give me the next button. How weird, right? Okay, you know what? I think it's not gonna go through on the laptop. I'm gonna try it from my phone. So I'm gonna say goodnight now and end the live so I can go do that. This is some ridiculousness. They probably have it programmed like that so you get frustrated and keep the contract. Seriously. Oh, this is some trickery for sure. Like, I'm basically changing my plan so I can lower the bill, and it's getting stuck every time at the same spot. So really weird. Thank you guys so much for being here and for supporting. I really appreciate everybody chatting and everything like that. Thank you so much. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Good night. Thank you once again. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you.